Hi everyone. I have my latest box of stories, regular subscription for October. I got the Halloween box, but this is my regular thriller subscription. And let's see what's in here. There's paper. There's a postcard. Alright, the first cover really draws me in. Such Pretty Things by Lisa Heathfield. Following their mother's accident, Clara and Stephen are sent to stay with their aunt and uncle. It's a summer to explore the remote house, the walled garden and woods. Beyond it all, the loch sits, silent and waiting. Loch as in the Scottish lochs, L-O-C-H. Auntie has wanted children for so long, with hair to brush and arms to slip into clothes made just for them. All those hours washing, polishing, preparing beds, and preserving fruit, and now Clara and Stephen are here, like a miracle, on her doorstep. But as they explore their new home, the children uncover ghosts Auntie buried long ago. As their worlds collide, Clara and Auntie struggle for control, and every day they spend there, Clara can feel unknown forces changing her brother. Haunted and bewildered, this hastily formed family begins to tear itself apart. That sounds like a classic haunted house story. So this is kind of a mix between horror and thriller, which I love. So I look forward to that one. Alright, the next one, another eye-catching cover, Final Child by Fran Doricott. He won't forget her. Erin and her brother Alex were the last children abducted by the father, a serial killer who only ever took pairs of siblings. She escaped, but her brother was never seen again. Traumatized, Erin couldn't remember anything about her ordeal, and the father was never caught. 18 years later, Erin has done her best to put the past behind her, but then she meets Harriet. Harriet's young cousins were the father's first victims, and, haunted by their deaths, she is writing a book about the disappearances and is desperate for an interview. I knocked the camera. Desperate for an interview with the only survivor. At first, Erin wants nothing to do with her. But then she starts receiving sinister gifts, her house is broken into, and she can't shake the feeling that she's being watched. After all these years, Erin believed that the father was gone, but now she begins to wonder if he was only waiting. It sounds creepy, really interesting. Okay, Dog Park by Sophia Oksanen. Okay. Ukraine, 2006. Desperate to escape a life of poverty on her family's farm, Olenka signs up with a modeling agency that promises to offer her a way out. But the agency isn't what it claims to be, and instead of modeling, Olenka finds herself involved in the black market, more dangerously trapped than ever before. Finland, 2016. Olenka sits on a bench watching a family play in a dog park. A stranger sits down beside her. Olenka startles. She would recognize this other woman anywhere. After all, Olenka was the one who ruined her life, and now this woman may be about to do the same to Olenka. Yet for a fragile moment, here they are together, a shared past, an uncertain future, looking at the children that they gave birth to being raised by other people. Moving seamlessly between modern-day Finland and Ukraine in the years that presaged the Russian invasion, Dog Park is a dark and propulsive thriller set at the intersection of East and West, centered in a web of exploitation. Oksanen brings fearless, psychological acuity to this captivating story about a woman unable to escape the memory of her lost child, the ruthless powers that still hunt her, and the lies that could well end up saving her. That sounds like not only an interesting plot, but I like the fact that it's not set in the typical places that usually novels that I read are set in the US or the UK. It's nice to have different places for once. And you don't hear about Ukraine a lot. You don't hear about Finland. And it's always nice to learn more about other cultures. So I really appreciate that. Alright. This one, Mike Spillane and Max Allan Collins. Kill Me If You Can. Okay. This is a hardcover. Hammer hits hard. Mike Hammer is on the case, this time hunting the murderer of his old friend and bootlegger turned legit businessman, Packy Paragon. Already torn up by the disappearance of Vilna, his beloved secretary, Mike Hammer carves a brutal path for vengeance. Drinking heavily, his relationships fraying, his behavior self-destructive, Hammer has to track down Paragon's secret ledger with the names of every corrupt official in town, with deception everywhere and a whole host of reasons to want the ledger. Hammer has to pull himself together and solve the case before all hell breaks loose. It also says this is in celebration of the 75th anniversary of Mike Hammer's first appearance. And it has 5 Hammerverse, like as in the Hammer universe, short stories included. And so this seems like a classic or something related to a classic series that I didn't know about. Usually I don't like the kind of detective, slick sort of thrillers, but sometimes the author and the writing surprise me, so I still enjoy books that are off genre for me. And also, if I don't like a book, I can always just give it to someone else. That's the good thing about Box of Stories, is they're letting you try new things and helping you find gems. And that doesn't mean 100% of them you'll like. That's not really the point. And also, part of being a book lover is being able to gift books to your friends and share books. I had a book subscription, and I got a biography of one of the American tycoons. I forget which one, and it wouldn't be my type of thing. I don't like reading about tycoons, but I have a friend who does, and he was really happy with it. So that's part of getting a book subscription like this, is you get to try new things for yourself. Sometimes you get books that are right on the money in terms of what you want. So, you know, the first 3 books are right up my alley. I would have picked them for myself. The ones that are not, sometimes they surprise you. You get to try new things, and then, or you can give them for friends, which is just as fulfilling. So I'm really happy with this box. Again, I'm going to continue subscribing to Box of Stories. I have to pay more in shipping because I'm in the US and they come from the UK, but I do really like the surprise element of them, and they do a really good job picking out the books. So I'm going to keep subscribing because I've really been enjoying it. If you like these types of videos, please like and subscribe. It helps me grow my channel. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks a lot. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye.